From the smokestacks of the Midwest to the brown haze of the West Coast, pollution is an ongoing battle in America. Smog, smoke, soot, haze, whatever you call it, 135 million Americans live with polluted air. The picture is gradually improving. 14.8 million fewer Americans inhaled unhealthy air pollution compared to 2020. For 22 years, the American Lung Association has analyzed data from the U.S. to identify America's most polluted cities. PM 2.5 concentrations are one key factor, referring to particulates smaller than 2.5 micrometers or less. This type of pollution comes from diesel engines, coal-fired power plants, wildfires, and more. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button to help us out. Now, here are 10 of the most polluted cities in America. Number 10. Pittsburgh. The Steel City has long been an industrial town. In the 1850s, over 1,000 factories were devouring more than 20 million coal bushels a year. The air over the city thick and acrid from the smoke. In the 21st century, however, locals might have hoped the air quality would improve, but according to the American Lung Association, there's still work to be done. On average, Pittsburgh suffers an air quality of 10.1. Indeed, in 2020, air pollution reached unhealthy levels for 57 days, or roughly 2 months. That's not all. The city also struggles with ozone pollution, which alongside particulates can cause heart and lung diseases, including heart attacks and asthma. The Pittsburgh region has higher than average asthma rates, and even cancer rates have risen. Things are looking up though. Air quality has improved for the second year in a row across all measures. If Pittsburgh can keep it up, it may finally shed its reputation. Number 9. Seattle. At number 9 is a surprising entry. The Pacific Northwest is often associated with picturesque vistas and green leafy forests, but not for residents in the Seattle-Tacoma region. Thanks to wildfires outside the city, short-term particle pollution is getting worse. Compounding the problem is a lack of rain, which no longer puts the fires out as quickly nor clears the air. That means more particulates for longer. It's not uncommon to see a gauzy orange haze on the horizon. Even worse, wildfire smoke makes Seattle's air even dirtier than the most polluted cities in Asia. Seattleites have responded to the worsening air quality by rushing to buy air purifiers and air conditioning units. Some even booked out local hotels. Meanwhile, authorities have advised residents to seek refuge inside. But with climate change increasing the wildfire risk, more long-term solutions are recommended. It's all part and parcel of a changing world. Number 8. Phoenix, Arizona. Locals of the Phoenix Mesa region are regularly subjected to particulate levels unsafe for human health. In a year, the average level of PM 2.5 particles is 12.7 micrograms per cubic meter. That's higher than the maximum safe level of 12.1. However, in Phoenix, ozone pollution is of the greatest concern. Back in 2019, ozone pollution was on the rise. High levels of ozone cause asthma in children and can even contribute to other lung diseases. Warmer temperatures, increasingly common in Arizona, are a cause of the rising ozone levels. Indeed, all cities saw a rise in ozone levels due to record-breaking global temperatures. But Phoenix is also suffering under added pressure from vehicle emissions, which pump out not only ozone, but nitrogen oxides and other volatile organic compounds. The city is attempting to solve the problem. An advanced dust control program has been implemented to reduce particulate pollution. With roughly 7% of adults in the city suffering from asthma, the change can't come soon enough. Hopefully for the residents, they might finally breathe a sigh of relief. Number 7. San Francisco, California. Stare across the San Francisco Bay, and you'll notice a brown haze hovering in the air. The hazy conditions aren't just dust, it's pollution. You won't always notice the smog, but as the nights cool, the warmer air is pushed up, concentrating the pollution. It's called temperature inversion, and it's a clear reminder of how dangerous air pollution can be. But for the Golden City, it's nothing new. San Francisco has battled air pollution for the better part of 60 years. Despite significant improvements since the smog-ridden days of the 60s and 70s, things are still pretty bad. On average, the San Jose, San Francisco, Oakland region suffers PM 2.5 levels of 13.5, a full 1.4 points higher than safe levels. The pollution mostly comes from vehicles and wood smoke. It's not wildfires. The Bay Area has over 1.4 million fireplaces. As temperature inversion takes hold, the concentrated wood smoke is choking out the city. The haze isn't just ugly. For asthmatics and others struggling with breathing problems, it's a lingering nightmare. But with wildfires also worsening, the next temperature inversion may get even worse. Number 6. Fairbanks, Alaska. Like the Pacific Northwest, Alaska isn't the first place you picture air pollution. Indeed, many people flee there to seek solace in the wide open spaces and crisp mountain air. Yet in 2018, Fairbanks, Alaska was the most polluted city in the nation. Since then, pollution levels have improved, but the city still struggles with a PM 2.5 concentration 1.6 points above the recommended safe levels. Authorities are keen to solve the air pollution crisis. There's just one problem. Alaska is cold, really cold. To survive the frigid winters, locals rely primarily on wood stoves to keep warm. But with millions of people now living in the state, it means pollution levels far above what's healthy. In fact, 60 to 80% of PM 2.5 particulates come from wood-burning stoves. Other sources like heating oil, power plants, and car emissions also contribute. Nor do voters want to change. In October 2018, voters took away the borough's power to regulate wood stoves. Now the job falls to the state. The result is lingering levels of particulates, damaging to Alaskans' health. We're now halfway through our video. If you're still with us, comment the garbage bin and American flag emoji below. Number 5. Medford, Oregon. Medford and Grants Pass are yet another victim of the wildfires sweeping the U.S. It's not ozone pollution that troubles the cities, but particle pollution. In the summertime, wood fire smoke causes soaring PM 2.5 levels. The result is an average annual level of 13.8. It's an uncomfortable reality, one largely out of the hands of Oregonians. There's no power station in need of regulation, nor is there rampant congestion spewing petrol fumes over the landscape. Fires rage without any say from the Medford residents. As fire seasons start earlier and last longer, they're burning more acres and raging harder than ever before. Little wonder particulates are rising. Roughly 9% of locals are diagnosed with asthma. But as the wildfire season is expected to worsen, there's little hope of any respite. Residents of Oregon's Rogue Valley aren't holding their breath. Number 4. Los Angeles, California. Take a picture of the Los Angeles skyline and you're unlikely to get a clear view. Like a strange Instagram filter, the city's ubiquitous orange haze clouds the image. Residents frequently report feeling pain in their lungs. That's caused by PM 2.5 levels of 14 micrograms per cubic meter, a full 1.9 points higher than minimum requirements. Major sources of pollution include cars, trucks, heavy machinery, even household items like lawnmowers and barbecues contribute to the haze. Long-term exposure to such disastrous air conditions is linked to cancer and can also impair brain development. Considering Los Angeles residents are exposed to an average of 117.7 days of high ozone levels per year, it's a worrying prospect. For poorer communities in South LA, asthma rates are 148% higher than those on the western side. It's a tale of two cities. Conditions are actually better than they used to be. Pollution has decreased since 1960, and the tailpipe ban in the early 2010s also reduced ozone pollution. But with ever more people squeezed into the city, there's a limit to what can be done. Number 3. Visalia, California. Located in California's Central Valley, heavy car and truck use, alongside wood fires, is causing the air to become thick with smog. With nowhere to go, the pollution becomes trapped in the valley's sink, choking out local residents. The city has PM 2.5 levels a full 1.5 points higher than LA, and 3.4 points higher than safe levels. It won't come as a shock to locals. Visalia has hovered in the top 5 most polluted areas for over a decade. Back in 2009, the city was 3rd in smog pollution and 4th in year-round particle pollution. Over a decade later, and things are as bad as ever. It's a problem throughout the Central Valley. Indeed, all 3 most polluted cities are located in this noxious sink, with 5 out of the top 10 found in California as a whole. Authorities are aware of the problem, but as more people head into the state, it's unlikely to change anytime soon. Number 2. Fresno, California. Taking the number 2 spot is the largest city in Central California. Sitting in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley, the city of 1.5 million is constantly plagued by poor air quality. Traffic and industrial pollution are the primary causes. Agriculture is a major boon for the area, but the heavily industrialized machinery and equipment not only spews out emissions, but also creates dust, lacing the air with pesticides. It's a noxious combination with dire results. Between 2005 and 2012, Fresno County saw a 44% increase in asthma ER visits in children aged 5 to 17. That's not surprising. 1 in 6 children in the San Joaquin Valley have asthma, the highest level in the state. The average level of PM 2.5 particles are a concerning 15.7, with the city regularly featuring in the top 5 most polluted places. Even worse, Fresno was found to have 2,600 counts of radon, a cancer-inducing chemical, compared to the national standard of 300. With air pollution and toxic chemicals released into the groundwater, locals suffer a double whammy of severe health concerns. You're nearly at the end of our video. We're on a mission to explore all of Earth's amazing destinations. Make sure you're subscribed. That way you'll always be notified of our latest videos. Number 1. Bakersfield, California.
American Lung Association maintains that Bakersfield is one of the most polluted cities in the history of their survey.
Trapped between oil rigs and industrial agriculture, Bakersfield wins the unfortunate title as the most polluted city in the U.S. Like Fresno, Bakersfield sits in the San Joaquin Valley. But don't be fooled by the rich productive land. The valley acts as a bowl concentrating air pollution. Things are so bad, school officials now use colored flags to indicate the risk to sensitive groups. Asthma is prominent in the region, and the bad air also raises heart disease levels. Across the 3 rankings, Bakersfield was worst for annual particle pollution, 3rd for 24-hour particulate matter pollution, and 2nd behind LA for ozone. It rightly earned the top spot. PM 2.5 concentrations averaged 16.9 across the year, a full 1.2 points above Fresno, and almost 5 points over the safe limit. For the 380,000 people living in the city, it's the same old story. The air quality is as bad as ever. Change seems unlikely, with trucks, wildfires, pesticides, traffic, and agricultural machinery exacerbating the problem. For Bakersfield residents, there's simply no room to breathe. Hey, thanks for watching. Want to suggest a video or have something to say? Let us know in the comments section below. Check out our cities playlist for more videos like this one.